Hello everyone and welcome to this webinar. I am Pooja Gupta, Business Operations Manager at CyberDisti India. Joining me today is Mr. Ali Asghar Bohra, Founder and CEO of Netviss and our keynote speaker for today, and Mr. Satish Kumar, Channel Manager, Netviss India. So good afternoon. Thank you all for joining us today. Before we start, I would like to introduce CyberDisti. So we are a value-added cybersecurity distributors with more than 20 plus OEMs having presence in UAE, Oman, and India, providing a comprehensive portfolio of security solutions, including DLP, PAM, patch management, dark web monitoring, EDR, SIM, SOC, email security, GRC, Active Directory, file server audit, etc. At CyberDisti, we don't just protect data, we engineer digital resilience. So coming back to this webinar, the duration will be approximately 1 hour. We'll appreciate if you all can keep your questions for Q&A round towards the end of the webinar. So without much further ado, let's move forward. Satish ji, over to you. Please help us understand more about Netviss. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Pooja. Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of CyberDisti India and Netviss India, I would like to welcome you all to today's webinar. Thank you for taking the time to join us. Today's session is focused on a very critical and evolving area: modern network security, visibility, and access control in a zero-trust world. As organizations continue to expand across cloud, on-prem, remote users, and IoT environments, traditional security models are no longer sufficient. There is a strong need for real-time visibility, intelligent access control, and unified management across the entire IT infrastructure. That's exactly what we are going to explore today. We are excited to have with us Mr. Ali Asghar Bohra, founder and CEO of Netviss. Ali brings deep expertise in network security and infrastructure, zero trust NAC architecture, large-scale enterprise deployments, and AI-driven IT and security platforms. Today, he will walk us through the challenges in current IT and security ecosystems, the shift towards zero trust, and how unified platforms like Netviss are transforming operations, real-world use cases, and practical approach. Without any further delay, I would like to hand over the session to Ali. Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Ali. Welcome. The floor is yours now.
Thank
Please.
you. Thank you so much for the introduction, and thank you everyone for joining today. So before we jump into the session, I want to start with a simple observation. Like most of the organizations today are not lacking the tools. They already have network monitoring, security solutions, endpoint tools, access control system. But despite all of that, they still don't have a proper source of truth. They don't have proper visibility. They don't have consistent of policy enforcement, or they don't have real-time control across the users, devices, branches, and their infrastructure. And that is exactly where the problem is begin. It's very simple questions like, when the device gets connected to the network, do you know exactly who the user is, or what that device it is, or what is the type of the device, what is the OS of the device, whether it is a compliant or risky, and what it should allow to access, and more importantly, how to enforce that decision instantly across the wired, wireless, VPN, and remote users, which is the most critical component for everyone nowadays, for every organizations, their remote users, their hybrid users who are working from public Wi-Fi, who are working from risky Wi-Fi, vulnerable Wi-Fi, non-secure Wi-Fi, and multiple things. And most of environment partially, and that because of their ecosystem is fragmented. And that is exactly why we built Netviss. Netviss is not just another next solution. It's a beyond next solution. It is AI-powered unified platform that designed to bring all the dots together into one single unified console. That is something which we are going to see in just a couple of minutes. It's AI-powered unified platform that provide visibility, control, configurations, management, intelligence, insight, workflow, and analysis, all in one single intelligent system. Just think about that, a central brain for all of your entire IT infrastructures, for your system team, for your network team, and for security team. And today's session, I'm not just going to focus on just feature side or what we are offering. Instead, I will walk you through why traditional approach are failing, why zero trust actually means in real-time environment, how that can be implemented on very simplistic way or an identity-driven access control practically, and how the organization can move from fragmented tools to unified architecture. And towards to the end, I will also share some real use case, and if times permit, I'll walk you through the live demo of the sessions, live demo of our solutions and everything, deployment approach, and how you can get started with at your home networks or at whatever the networks where you are. So let me now share my screen and share my presentations to you and walk you through what we have to show you today. Perfect, guys. Once again, thank you very much. Netviss is basically a revolutionary platform designed to provide an intelligence for across your IT infrastructure for system team, network team, and security team. The reason why we have mentioned these three teams name here, because these three teams are the core team for any IT infrastructure. Because these three teams are required to have multiple solutions, multiple tools for their regular task, right? System team that design to bring the automation for system related stuff, for monitoring, for performance, for users behavior, for applications behavior, and the more into the users performance and validation. Network teams that design to bring the intelligence within the organizations for the automations of network configurations, new network devices, new network ecosystems that can streamline the system team process. And security team who sits top of the network and system team to identify that there should not be a vulnerable point. Everything should be aligned with the ecosystem, with the regulatory and compliance, and there should not be any disturbance from the external and from the internal as well. Identify the threat, neutralize the threat, quarantine the device if it is a malfunctioning, and multiple things. And there are multiple other teams that fall into this three team ecosystem, like help desk team, desktop support team, network support team, layer 2 team, layer 1 team, and layer 3 team as well. And that is what the Netviss stand for. Netviss is not only another tool for NAC solutions, but it's a revolutionary platform, a unified platform that brings all your IT infrastructure team into one single unified console, providing AI-driven approach to reduce the human effort, visibility, control, and protection across your IT infrastructures. This solution is not only a build for enterprise or the organizations who are about 1,000 to 1,000, 5,000, but this solution is actually built for an organizations who are SMB, SME, MSME, enterprise, government, finance, healthcare, educations, banking industry, oil and gas, and everyone. Because now the security is not an optional, right? Cybersecurity is not an optional. It's something essential to have. It's something must to have. You cannot basically avoid that particular implementations without the proper infrastructures, because the threats is something which if you can't measure it, you can't secure it, right? So that's the reason it's basically become essential for everyone's nowadays. And today's we are basically in the era of rapidly evolving digital threat from mobile phone, from IoT devices, from smartwatches, smart TV, smart printers, smart wipes, smart multiple smart ecosystem that we are regularly dealing in our regular life. And that is where the threats are incoming into the home networks, corporate networks, enterprise network. And that is what exactly we are neutralizing with our system. Because nowadays, it's basically 95% what we are providing in our system. The issue that are arising from the multiple organizations is the visibility. It's basically efficiency and basically the customer happiness. And that is what Netviss is basically offering. Netviss is enterprise, eliminate the blind spot, it's reduce the attack surface, and it's provide you the completely compliance driven reporting while replacing multiple costly security tools, fatigue disconnected silos tool from the organizations, and one single layer, one single unified console where all of your team can join and work together with their regular tasks. We provide more than 95% accuracy on device detection. That is something which very unique things that we are having in our system, which means any device that gets connected to your network, regardless of their device type, mobile phone, smartwatch, smart printer, any IoT device, OT device, IP device that gets the network from your network, we can able to identify them. We can able to find the entire information about that particular device automatically, and we can show you what that device is belongs to, their OS family and everything, and then giving you the recommendations about what it should do when such kind of device get detected from your infrastructure perspective. The most important market reality now is all the guests here, all the attendees, that too many security tools are having their own functions, but sometimes it is not properly utilized, right? Because nowadays organizations are investing the huge amount, hefty amount on to secure their infrastructures from the attacker perspective, from internal attack and as well as the external attack. Because most of the time, regardless of the multiple solutions, still attacks are there. Still, organizations are getting cyber attack from the different ways. Just because of the there must be some misconfigurations, there must be some solutions which is not effectively working, there must be some tools which is not configured properly, and there must be some tools which is isolated and that doesn't have a complete visibility. And that kind of tools are the basically called as a disconnected tool, silos tool, or fragmented tool that create chaos in the network, that create chaos in the entire operational, that increase the total cost of ownership because you need to implement multiple tools where you need to deploy multiple computing power, multiple resources, multiple changes, hardware environment, OS, and the multiple IT infrastructure related stuff to just to accommodate that particular requirement, which again increase mean time to detect and mean time to prevent when there is a cyber attack because everyone's will juggle between one tool to another tool. Most important that there must, regardless of the multiple tools, is still the lack with the proper reporting and blind spot, because all traditional tools can only giving a visibility on the area of what their expertise, but all the tools cannot talk with each other. You need to ingest something from different tools, and that's something become a scratch of hair works for every organizations, and that's something which again provide too many alarms, too many systems, too many process, and where most of the time alarms and alerts are getting missed out from the teams and attacks are getting entered in the organization. So now next memo, yeah. And that is where cybersecurity ecosystems complexity, where everyone's are following the trends of endpoint security, data security, web and application security, email security, and network security, where across IT infrastructure, these all the tools that are majorly playing a very huge role. And the most important tools for every organizations are the network security, because when there is no networks, then there is no cyber attack, right? Cyber attack gets started with the point of the network. The moment device receive the IP address from the network, the moment device receive the communication from the network, that's the only the point where device either can be a good for the organizations or can be a bad for the organization. There is a saying in the industry that there is only time where infrastructures are performing very well without disturbance, without anything. And that point is the only point when there's no network. Because when there's no networks, when there's no internet, that means you are not exposed to the internet, you're not exposed to the public, you're not exposed to the any vulnerable things. And that is where your organization can be secure. But that's not the only things that everyone is doing nowadays, right? Nowadays, every device that connects to the network, every mobile phone that connects to the network, every printer that connects to the network can be a vulnerable, because knowingly and unknowingly, they're receiving the internet access from the organizations for the update, for the patch, for the multiple things. And that is where there might be the time where each domain can basically create issue for any organization. So why it is very important zero trust nowadays? Where as we see that there are lots of BYOD and guest devices that every day connects to the networks, receive the internet, receive the corporate network from the organizations. The most important threats for every organization is rapidly growing IoT devices and OT devices like CCTV cameras, smart watches, smart printers, smart TVs, smart projectors, and multiple smart devices which works on layer 2, not on layer 3. They don't support any authentication protocol. And that is where the attacks can very easily enter in the organization, because those all are the devices where you cannot authenticate them. You have to just do the make authentication bypass. If I ask very simple questions just to observe everyone's here, that if there's a smart TV at your home network which is connected with your Wi-Fi or wired, and the same networks your mobile phones and other devices are also connected. Now can you tell me, or can you tell us that you know the risk associated with your smart TVs regardless of the brand, because eventually it is receiving internet from the your home networks or your corporate networks. You're never able to identify what kind of data it is exfiltrating from that particular Wi-Fi devices. And what if that particular smart TV is compromised TV, and the moment you are doing any financial transaction, those all things are also can be captured by that particular moment, and that particular smart TV, if it is a compromise, and it can damage your entire or the entire that ecosystem of what you are doing. And still you will not able to identify why you received the cyber attack, because there's already compromised device within the organizations on which you are not able to understand the risk properly associated with that particular IoT device. The another point is increasing compliance requirement, where the frameworks like ISO and NIST, PCI, HIPAA, national and international framework, multiple clauses are getting mandated. It's not something which is good to have, optional to have, but lots of the clauses that are getting mandated, which is something must to have. Now imagine the organization like SMB, SME, MSME, enterprise, government, finance, or any organizations who are already investing the multiple who are already investing the huge amount on multiple tools, but still they are not receiving the return of investment, because they all are disconnected tool and silos tool. They are separate from each other. And that is where now these organizations are exploring something which can minimize their efforts, which can reduce the cyber attack that threat landscape, which can increase the efficiency through the intelligence, which can make sure that all the devices and all the tools and all the platform or all the solutions that I have are providing proper efficacy and control. There should be no blind spot, and attack can be neutralized at very low amount of time. And that is where zero trust are important nowadays. Trust nothing, authenticate every single assets that connects to your network, ensure that that is not the bad device that is going to receive the communication from your network. Verify what is the device identity, who is the users, what is the device type, what is the behavior of the device, what is the operating system of the device, what is OS family of the device, where the device end of life, end of service, what vulnerability risk associated with that particular device, and then grant them the access so that it become the kind of the very healthy device for your organization. Now I'm going to very quickly about the challenges that are faced by the every organization nowadays, where traditional solutions, as I mentioned, layer 2 dependency are blind spot for them, because traditional solutions works on layer 3, where they support some traditional protocol .1x, SNMP, span, and port mirror, which is basically a highly complex deployment. You need to change every single device, you need to change every single assets, you need to change every single equipment to accommodate that particular requirement. And most of the time, those old devices are not supporting that authentication protocol. And eventually, you have to just do the MAC authentication bypass. That become very opinionated situations for any organizations. When the moment they do the MAC authentication bypass, that means you are actually bypassing the cyber attack from your organization and allowing that device to do whatever they can from your organization. And that's the limitation for traditional device. Is there behavior disruptions? Because they are working on some native and strong protocols, though they are secure protocols, but still they require lots of dependency to be there in a proper manner to be configured, and proper implementation should be there. Otherwise, it will keep disturb the user behavior for authentication, for authorizations, for accounting, for posture assessment, and reactive model, because those all are the like a completely, I would say, the traditional approach, because now the modern enterprise cannot go with the traditional approach. Modern enterprise require modern solutions that can detect the threats in a millisecond, identify them, categorize them, provide the informations, and neutralize them. And that is where the solutions are getting failed because of their traditional approach. So what people are now changing the trends from the traditional to the modern solutions. Though traditional can be works together, and it can basically coexist with the traditional approach and provide enterprise modern approach as well. That's the challenges when it's come to the traditional next challenges. Then you all are basically aware about the monitoring system, and you must be having some sort of the monitoring system from some other competition, but still they are lacking with the real-time infrastructure visibility, critical asset performance blind spot, where to identify the switch performance, network device performance, endpoint, database, server, URL, anything that might be exist in the organizations. Because most of the time they are not the threat management companies, right? They are very expertise and skills companies who provides infrastructure monitoring and performance, but they cannot measure the threat associated when there's an increment of this CPU, disk, and memory, and when there is a spiking on the performance. And because nowadays, when there's a cyber attack, so the first things for the cyber attacks to do in the organization is to run some scripting or run some ransomware attack or malware attack, which will immediately spike up your CPU, disk, memory, and other performance of disk IO as well. Where sometimes your monitoring tools can bypass those information because they are not built or meant to provide threat management functionality. And that is where it delayed on incident and response, and also issue with the compliance and audit challenges as well. Traffic visibility, which is most important challenge and critical component for everyone to see who is doing what in your organizations, right? Again, people are implementing different tool for traffic analyzer from different brands as well. Still, they are providing a limited visibility into network flow. There must be a bandwidth misuse because nowadays there are lots of spoof device, clone device, impersonate device, which can pretend or impersonate your identity and can behave that they are the same device who are allowed to access your network, and that can create the bandwidth issue. Hidden lateral movement, the same statement that I mentioned, they can spoof your identity and can do whatever within the organization. And that is where that challenge is still the challenge in the organization, because then people from the top of the traffic analyzer, they're implementing NDR, they're implementing XDR, they're implementing multiple threat management tool, and still attacks are there. The network challenges, configuration risk, manual configurations, lack of centralized. Let's imagine if you have 100 of switches, 100 of routers, 100 of access point, and to manage those all configurations centralized, it's again required tools, right? And most of the time we are human, we can make an error. That is what we are designed by the creators, and that is where that human error can create the disaster for the organizations, because sometimes it might be enabled because of knowingly and unknowingly there is some malicious port that get enabled, which should not supposed to be there, but they are there, and that is where it can create the risk challenges from an organizational perspective, and it can again create the network related device to be shut it down on a very small amount of time. Endpoint management challenge for every organizations to manage all of your IT assets and non-IT assets, for to troubleshoot them, remote desktop assistance, file transfer, secure RDP, secure implementation for any packages, secure view about their changes in the activity, antivirus, OS update, patches, status, and multiple other things that cannot be done by one single tool. And that is again, people are implementing multiple tools and still they are not getting the proper visibility. Most important trends that everyone is going for today is vulnerability management tool to identify the risk associated with every device. But still, these weird tools are providing a visibility. To patch them, this all again require manual efforts, and again require lots of things to be changed to neutralize those all threats identified by the VA tool. ITSM challenges. which everyone is having nowadays, for ticket management, for incident management, for problem management, for change management, for knowledge management, for resolutions, for SLA, for workflow, and multiple things. Now imagine, guys, it's very simple. That become a man attack stream because there are too many tools, there are too many separate systems, there are too many deployment, too many configuration, too many resources. Sometimes they don't talk to each other, and that is where these attacks are getting increased in the organizations and heavily. That that's basically are not generating any return of investment, which increasing always total cost of ownership, manageability issue, resources issue, computing power issue, deployment issue, configuration issues, complexity, and the most importantly, they are not even generating proper efficacy of the security controls. How you can make sure and how you can ensure if you have 15 to 70 tools to ensure that all the devices and all the tools are effectively working without even running proper simulation on each and every tools. And that is where Netviss is built for. Netviss is one single solutions, unified solutions, one platform that provides total control for entire IT infrastructure, providing zero trust NAC features, providing infrastructure monitoring approach, providing network traffic analyzer, network configuration management, unified endpoint management, vulnerability assessment, an ITSM tool into one single unified system. You don't need to deploy these all tools for different operating system or different computing power. You have to just give us a one computing power, one server that can provide you this whole seven core component, essential component, must to have component for every organization. So you don't need these all tools from different tools. There will be only one tool which serve you this all the effective features that is required by every other organization nowadays. All tools, all features, and all informations are essential to have for regulatory compliance, for framework, for zero trust, for system team, network team, and security team. And that is where we stand for, because those all features are interconnected with each other. One single UI. If customer is running these all the features from our side, so they will have one single UI to see what is happening across the IT infrastructure from each and every points of their network team, system team, and security team. Again, it streamline multiple other things by providing total control for host management, for IP address management, for wireless management, for network configuration management, for switch management, for BYOD and guest management, and automatically of policy driven. That means, guys, just imagine the moment any device connects to your wired network and wireless network, you are receiving the complete journey of that particular device. Like what is the device, what is the IP address, MAC address, host name, domain name, first SIM, last SIM, and then their network information about open port, open service, device lifecycle, which port they connect, which switch they connect, which IP they connect, which SSID they connect, which access point they connect, which firewall they connect, which VLAN they connect, which subnet they connect, which branch they connect, which location they are connecting, or which public Wi-Fi they are connecting, and what exactly they are browsing, applications, source, destinations, ports, protocols, services. What is their performance and availability, CPU, disk, memory, motherboard, BIOS, hardware, software, every single information in one single UI. So here, you're not lacking with tools, but you are getting the smart information where you can control right infrastructure from any point of time. The moment you see the entire visibility from all our seven core component and all of our disk component, so you can take an action whenever you want to block the device, change the VLAN, shut down the system, uninstall the application, restart the system, change the password, disable the users, or disable the Wi-Fi, disable the interface, disable the firewall, block the access. Those all things can be done with one touch isolation function that we have. And some of our challenges, how we resolve, is most important that everything that we provide is automatic. It's not human touch that you have to do. It's fully automation, where our AI will give you the real-time discovery, policy automations, recommendation and configurations, and report building, which is something is not done by the traditional solutions. Netviss approach is entire AI approach built for the real world environment where you can automatically onboard your BYOD and guest, your IoT and OT devices. Zero touch deployment. Our deployment is one of our uniqueness that we have where you don't need to change anything within your live working environment. It's just plug and play deployment. Just connect with your data center, supply all the information that you want to monitor, and that's it. You're done. That's it. You don't need to change anything within your live working network. Just supply the information about what you want to monitor, and it will start discovering your network by our 15 traditional plus powerful plus modern scanners that talks with our AI, where we have millions of database access of different fingerprint, so that can identify, that can categorize, that can provide the accuracy, that visualize the risk associated with device, that can give you end of life and end of service, that maintain your device life cycle, and provide entire each and every information about the device that connects with your network. That is our core capability, where we visualize all the every information real time. There's no delay or interval. It's a real time monitoring about users, device, and network. Centralized control about all of your endpoint and devices, not only laptop, desktop, but everything. Your laptop, desktop, mobile phone, tablet, smart TV, printers, routers, switch, access point, everything you can manage, control, and configure from our side. Complete IP monitoring, where you will have IP address management to see who is receiving what IP address, and you can even reserve IP for the MAC address. We visualize the risk associated with every device automatically. The moment you start hitting the vulnerability risk component from our side, it will continue assess the risk associated with device. Compliance-based reporting, audit. That's basically the most important area where everyone is lacking, where you're always calling the external auditors to do the assessment of your internal organizations, build the report which you can submit to the your authority party to get the certification for the ISO, PCI, GDPR, national and international framework. And most of the time, the documents takes huge time, because sometimes you might not have solutions, sometimes you might not have proper platform to generate that particular report. So here, guys, we are providing 25 plus features into one single unified umbrella, which is audit driven report and compliance driven report. So just imagine our system is doing the job of every auditor, where we are making sure that you are comply with all of your essential component that is mandatory in the regulatory and compliance. Our system achieve more than 40% plus compliance requirement. That means you have to only do most into threat management, endpoint detection and response, email security, data security, web security tasks, and non-IT related stuff for your audit perspective. Rest everything's are managed, control, monitor, and configured by our system. That is our core capability and our unique capability. Some of our AI enabled capability that we have, where we do the automatically device fingerprint. Policy automation, again, that's basically very hectic task and scratch of hair works for every organization to understand what policy I should enable if I detect mobile phone, what policy I should enable if I detect any end of life device, what policy I should enable if there's CVE related some explosion in my network. So policy driven architectures, automation policy, where you don't need to select any attribute manually. You have to just prompt in our AI, and it will define policy automatically with the approval and with the result. It detects automatically bad behavior of all of your devices. The moment any device do any port scanning, spoofing, cloning, impersonation attack, ICMP flooding, TCP flooding, it can detect everything automatically, and it neutralizes the threat. Guided recommendation, if you don't know the configuration of your routing, switching, firewall, access point for endpoint and every devices, you can prompt in our AI, and it will tell you the guided recommendation. That means our AI is doing the consultant work for you. You can always consult with our AI, because our AI is built with the highly expertise consultant, known people in the organizations who have trained our AI with the lots of questions, with lots of simulations, with lots of justifications, with lots of recommendations, with lots of answerable for your question and the reporting as well, which is by default function. Now the core platform, our unified platform principle, which relies on real-time visibility, where we visualize everything, live actions and detections. You can tag one-touch isolations whenever you want, eliminate the blind spot because we are providing 20 plus features. So there is a no blind spot for our tools, which might be for the other tool because of the multiple different tools. But here you're receiving 20 features into one single tool. So there is a no blind spot for us. We are collecting the data from network, collecting the data from system, collecting data from security, collecting data from email, data, web. So there will be no blind spot when it's come to the Netviss. And you will always get the accuracy for your device. Identity driven zero trust control, where continuous identity verifications, who is connecting in your network, what is the users, whether it's domain users or non-domain users, whether it's a trusted users or non-trusted users, and you can enforce zero trust enforcement for MFA, for access control, for single sign-on, providing least privilege access and the continuous authentications whenever you want. Next here, you can have a context-aware policy. Let's suppose if you're remote users and you want to enforce a more policy to verify which Wi-Fi they're connecting, whether it's secure Wi-Fi or non-secure Wi-Fi, which location they are connecting, which countries they are connecting, whether their systems are up to date with antivirus or not, whether or not they have disabled any program process services or not. So you can verify their device postures, context-aware policies, and then you can grant them the access based on the risk, calculatively risk defined by our system. Unified operation, where you will have cross-team visibility for security, network, and system, or all your IT infrastructures. Because nowadays, CCTV camera, right? Everyone is having CCTV camera at your home networks, at your corporate network as well, for security purpose. Can you imagine that if that CCTV VLAN, which is isolated VLAN from your core VLAN, if that CCTV VLAN is getting compromised, then what can be done? Just imagine if the CCTV camera VLAN, which no one has thought about, that we really require security for that VLAN as well or not, which most of the time organization thinks that CCTV who will attack, and why do we need any security tool for the CCTV camera? So just imagine if someone is attacker is getting the feed of your CCTV camera. So what damage it can create for the organization perspective using the AI and using the different geopolitical things that are happening across the globe. And that is where we stand for every features that we have for infrastructure monitoring, where users will receive the live network topology, uptime and performance visibility, platform intelligence, and automation issue resolutions using our ticket management tool within the system itself. You don't need to go anywhere else, guys. You have everything within the system. So the moment everything gets detected by your infrastructure monitoring tools, our system will trigger the alarm. Either you can isolate or you can reduce the issue related with your infrastructure monitoring. Traffic analyzer, again, the same console. You will have traffic analyzer visibility, who is doing what within the organizations, and the every traffic, every behavior which with link with the individual assets as well. So you don't need to go another tool to see what people are doing and what other devices are doing in the organization. Configuration management, which is the very essential task for network team. So they can even jointly work within one single network device and network equipment here, where they can take the backup of all of the configuration, verify the configuration with CIS and vendor benchmark, identify the risk associated with the configurations, neutralize them, reconfigure, recomply, and verify. So this is the entire task and workflow which can be done automatically from our tool. Endpoint management, which is again the very essential task and for every system team, to understand how many assets they have, how to troubleshoot the end user behavior, push notification, communicate with your end user, file transfer, live event monitoring, live system monitoring, live recording of the sessions, antivirus, OS, all type of app platform intelligence, implement and uninstall and install any applications, policy enforcement if they are non-comply with your policies, patch and configuration management, centralized visibility for your IT assets and non-IT asset. Vulnerability assessment, again, you don't need to go with another tool. We have built-in VA tool, which scan your entire network using the multiple protocols, which prioritize the risk, which automate the risk, and then it link with the access control automatically if we identify any CVE which can damage your organization. So you can block the device immediately. You can change the VLAN, you can change the network, you can disable the interface using our VA tool. And our ITSM, which is our help desk tool. Again, you don't need to go with another tool. We have built in ITSM, which does ticket management, change management, problem management, asset management, knowledge management, context over management, SLA, workflow, license, device lifecycle, contract, program, everything, all the management are based on the ITIL process, everything we have within the system itself. And that's the benefits when it's come to the Netviss unified platform. We simplify the operational and the cost, where the one single tool, one single management, one single license, one single renewal, which increase the return of investment, decrease your total cost of ownership because you don't need to deploy multiple tools. All your multiple teams can view one console only, so that can reduce your mean time to detect and mean time to prevent as well, and which can reduce and neutralize the threat when it's come to cyber attack. You can expand the moment you are going with different branches and everything. A strong posture assessment and strong verifications about all security controls that are basically working within the organization. Our vision was very simple the moment we start this particular uh, building of the program, because our teams are coming from different competitions, different OEM, different distributor, different SI, and different expertise for audit and compliance. And when they learn from the customer that too many tools are creating chaos for them, too many tools are getting issue for them, their traditional approach, which is no longer are serving the purpose of what modern enterprise require. We started this like couple of years before. We have presence now in Middle East, Africa, India, Singapore, Malaysia, UK. Our head office based in UK, and we have operational office in UAE, India, Africa, and multiple other region as well. We have on-ground system team, network team, technical support, MSP providers, and implementation engineers, pre-sales, and all other engineers who regularly touch base with the customers and help them to achieve the goal and utilize the solution effectively, full-fledged. Because when there's a multiple tools, then there is an issue with the utilizations of the tool as well. Here we will make sure that our customers are utilizing our tools 100% with our every features that we have, with our every guidance that we have, so they can secure their organization. Most of the time, SME users, they lack with the resources because of their budgets and because of their economy. But here, this one tool can generate a huge return of investment from them, because they don't need to go with the multiple elephants that are there in the market. They have to go with us, and they can achieve 20 features from our side, and they can achieve 100% compliance from our side as well. And this is how our deployment works. We require only one system, very standard, very bare minimum, which can be deployed completely on-premise, bare metal machine. It can be offered from the cloud, and it can be offered as an appliance. We supported all type of virtualization environment. We support Intel hardware. For 100 device, we require 8-core CPU with 6 to 8 GB of RAM, and different specifications that we have depending on the size of the organization. We have very simple architectures, standard architectures, master and child. If you have multiple locations, then you have to just deploy our NVLink. And if you have one location only, you can deploy master and child together, connect with your trunk port, and get the entire visibility of all of your VLANs that are residing within the organization. Now, some of a UI glimpse. This is how our dashboard looks like, where you will get the smart visibility, how many devices are being connected, how many active hosts, inactive hosts you have, different type of operating system, how oftenly different devices are getting connected, internal and external, risk associated, compliance status, different type of host, number of routers, switch, access point, mobile phone, laptop, desktop, non-domain and domain users. One-touch isolations. The moment you toggle off, the device will be isolated from your network. So you don't need to touch the device. You don't need to change any configuration. It's a one-touch isolation using AI enforcement. We support hybrid mode of deployment. We support AI enforcement. We support .1x enforcement. We support SNMP enforcement. We support traffic enforcement as well. Everything's are supported. It's up to our customer which simplistic way they want to use, or if they want to go with the complex, we have complex. If they want to go with the simplest thing, we have simplest thing as well as available within our system. You will receive the heartbeat when they connect, log in, log out, IP, MAC, and entire information about that particular behavior. IP address management that show you the real-time IP and MAC accommodation, IP conflict and change prevention, AI-driven planning for the recommendations, like how many IP are free and how many IP are not being utilized for the last 1 year. So you will get the entire usage history about the IP, which help whether you need to reduce your subnet mask or you need to increase your subnet mask. VLAN management for the access point, where you can connect with your controllers or your access point and get the entire visibility about how many SSID you have, how many clients are being connected with different SSID, how many corporate SSID or rogue SSID, rogue access point, rogue DSP server that is residing within your organization. Network device configuration management, where you can take the backup of and whenever you want for network devices, change the backup, change the configuration, compare the configuration, view the configuration, or restore the configuration. So those all things can be done with our system. Desktop management, which shows the visibility about the CPU, disk, memory, all type of informations, availability, and total alerts for the high, critical, depending on what thresholds you have defined from our side. System management, which works on master and child, which show you how many branches you have, how many different type of VLANs you have, and what is the behavior of your each and every VLANs and each and every branches that you have within your organization. Integrations very easily, so you can create as long as you're going. So our discovery will identify and categorize automatically, but in case if the discovery is not working fine and you are not satisfied with the discovery, you can create your own plugin, and you can create your own discovery protection as well. So we have created two type of platform. One is basically for our customer, it's an open platform, so they can also, if they have knowledge of PowerShell, Python, or some of the scripting, they can create their own plugin and the simulations. And once simulations get approved from our side, that features will get deployed automatically. So there is no vendor limitations. We are vendor agnostic, we are environment agnostic, we are OS agnostic. So we works with all the vendors. We support Cisco, Aruba, Clearpa. We support Cisco, HP, Avaya, D-Link, TP-Link, Juniper, all type of switches. We support all the access point. We support firewall, and we even integrate with the existing environment. Let's suppose if customers have already invested the amount of multiple other competition, and for now they don't want to change them. They want to coexist them. And the moment when there's a renewal, that time they want to change. So we can coexist with the existing environment, create every simulation in our system. If they're happy, they can go with our system. If not, we can disable that feature. So why partner with us? Because we are keep growing, we are keep enhancing our team, we are keep uplifting our team, we are keep expanding our business into multiple regions. We're a strong team for technical, for sales, for support, for a distributor, for a system integrator as well. And we have lots of partners benefits and distributor benefits that make them uh, active and the attractive towards what we are doing. We have huge roadmap for the next couple of years. We are keep releasing our features every quarters, which basically giving them a one single unified power, one single control, cybersecurity in a box, and total control, total visibility. We have multiple type of license. We have annual license, we have perpetual license, we have MSP license as well. We support partner enablement as well, for go-to-market enablement, for sales kit, for playbooks, for co-marketing, MDF, and everything for our partners and distributors, for technical enablement session, for certifications, for demo, for NFR license, for success support, for pre-sales training, for sales training, for dedicated partner management training, and seamless integrations with your existing environment from day one, the moment you onboard with us. Core benefits, where we normally provide partners and distributor benefit depending on their roles, because we start with the bronze partnership, then it goes to the platinum level, and depends on that, the level of the support get increased from our side as well, for the priority, for the new, for the branding, for the marketing, for the resource sharing, for technical support, for Netviss supports, and the different badges and the certifications for end user as well, and for the partners as well. Some of our advanced tier benefits for the partners, once they reaches to the diamond and platinum level, so we support them with our side for the multiple branding and multiple events as well, and then you get support for the pre-sales and sales as well. Now how we works, it's very simple. On our website we have partner portal, on which our partners first have to register them. Once they register, our team will verify, and we will have a kickoff call with the partner. Once we understand each other, once we align with each other, then your request will get approved. You will be receiving then partner certifications along with the NDR and the intellectual property protections law, as per the government as well. Once everything get aligned, then you will have access to our partner portal and our resource and our material as well, and will be onboarded into our Slack channel, where you can communicate with our engineers as well for any of your issue using our AI and our engineer management. And then after that partner portal sign up, you will be basically linked with the distributor that are presently available in our India market, like CyberDisti. So automatically your all the informations, like if there is any deal, active deal, so directly it will be supported by the vendor plus distributor for end-to-end journey for that particular customers to get on board. So you submit the inquiry, we onboard you, we provide the training, and you launch and go. Final positioning is a basically unified platform across your IT infrastructure, complete visibility, AI-driven protection, one single tool, eliminate multiple tools requirement, increasing total cost, decreasing total cost of ownership, increasing return of investment, which optimize the cost and the multiple other element. We have case studies from banking sectors, we have customers from hospitality, we have customers from manufacturers, we have customers, we have huge customer for educations and the ministries and governments in Middle East and Africa, and we have significant customer in India. We have good customers in UK, US, and Singapore as well. How you can get started? We have our bots on our website as well. You can book a demo, you can submit your inquiry, and you can register our partner portals, from where you can even request for demo and NFR license and become our partners, and you can secure your enterprise customer as well. This is something our presence in the multiple market. Let me. Okay, here we are. Perfect. So this is the end of the slide, everyone. Once again, thank you very much for your time, for your interest, for joining this call, for joining this webinar. Thank you very much, CyberDisti team, for organizing this such a wonderful webinars. Thank you very much, all of the attendees. I really appreciate your time and your interest in this particular webinar. Looking forward to getting connect with you personally as well. We'll be going to have a launching event in India, multiple state as well, along with the CyberDisti team and along with our partners ecosystem. We have our on ground team, Mr. Shatish, who is basically presently available in India, and we have our technical support team, R&D team, who sits in Mumbai, who sits in. We have 3 states: MP, Maharashtra, and Gujarat. So our teams presently scattered across these 3 states for technical, for R&D, and for development as well, which can help you for entire journey, for technical, for pre-sales, for sales as well. We have our multiple teams sits in at South location as well, which operates from Kerala, which operates from Bangalore, which operates from Tamil Nadu as well. So multiple places we have different inside sales team and sales team. It is our journey. You can scan the barcode, you can book for the demo, and these all are our presence on LinkedIn, where we post every day new updates. We have emailer as well, which you will receive every month, every week, depending on what features are being released by our site. We have our own different pages where we keep update ourselves, blogs and everything, the case studies and videos for the awareness perspective and for the ecosystem perspective as well. So thank you very much once again, everyone. Over to you, CyberDisti team, if there's any questions and if anything you would like to add.
Thank you so much, Ali, and thank you, Satish, for a wonderful session. One more thing, team. Today, I am thrilled to officially announce that CyberDisti has entered into a strategic partnership with Netviss. And by combining CyberDisti's robust distribution network with Netviss' cutting-edge visibility and rating technology, we are creating an ecosystem that doesn't just deliver software, it delivers certainty. So CyberDisti and Netviss are here to ensure that in an uncertain world, your security stack is the one thing that you never have to second guess. So let's build something safer together. Now I'd like to open the floor for some Q&A.
Good afternoon. If you have any queries, please, Ms. Ali is here to address all those concerns, please. Ms. Ali, actually, this is lunch time, so maybe our participants are busy. So, as we conclude today's webinar on Unified AI-powered Zero Trust NAC, we thank you all participants for their engagement.
Anyone any questions, please feel free to ask or put in the chat box if any questions are there, or else in the chat we have mentioned the contact details as well if you need a dedicated demo or something like that.
Perfect.
Anyone any questions? I don't think so. Or
yeah.
All right. Anyways, thank you all for joining the session, and thank you so much, Ali. Thank you so much, Satish, Pooja, and everyone for joining and giving a wonderful session. So, team, please, if you have any inquiries or anything, please reach out to CyberDisti, and our details are already mentioned on website or chat box everywhere. So yeah, thank you, team. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you so much, Netviss team.
Okay, thank you all for being part of this session. Thank you very much. Thank you, CyberDisti team. Thank you, Ms. Ali. Thank you all participants.
Have a wonderful day.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.